Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. It is that time of the week again to count down the 10 hottest cards of the week. And obviously, the big news this week is Crimson Vow previews have been in full swing. And of course, those previews are having an impact on a number of cards on the list today. Quickly before we get into it though, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use that Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pre-order Innistrad Crimson Vow products there. They also do have the Commander decks, but they are on a different page of the website. I'll leave 2 different links down below so you can find the products very easy if you're looking for them. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Spiritual Guardian. This goes up $1.14 this week to $4.27. That is a 36% increase. Quickly before we talk about this card though, this is a good time to let you know how we compile our top 10 every week. We look at 2 major pieces of criteria. The first is a percentage increase in the value of the cards. And secondly, we want to see a true increase in sales out there. If you're expecting a card to be on the top 10 and it does not show up, then it did fall short in one or both of those categories this week. With that out of the way, let's talk more about Spiritual Guardian. So this is a card that sees maybe just a tad bit of commander play, but it is a spirit and it's yet to be reprinted. Plus, it is hard to find a good condition right now online. So just a few sales of this card could move the price a little bit. Why would people be interested in picking this up? Well, spirits are getting support. We can see that very clearly in the Innistrad Crimson Vow previews. And since this is an obscure one, a few people may gravitate towards it. Here are some examples of spirit support that we've seen previewed so far. The first 4 cards are all from the main set. The 3rd and 4th card that you see there are transform cards, so you get both the front and the back of the cards on the screen. And the last card is the forward-facing commander of the Spirit Squadron commander deck. Number 9 is a card we brought back from last week. It is brought back. It goes up $1.19 to $4.95. That is a 32% increase. Now, a week ago, Channel Fireball did feature a modern Boros midrange brought back deck, of course running 4 copies of this. It also runs some cards that play very well with this one, and I have seen players using this deck on MTGO. We'll have to see where it goes from here. Of course, time will tell. And this card does get a little commander play as well in various builds. Number 8 is Spreading Seas, up $1.21 to $4.70. That is a 35% increase. Now, this is a card that is getting a lot of play in the modern format. You'll find this in Azorius and Jeskai Control, Azorius Blink, Merfolk, Inverter Combo. Sometimes it's in Reanimator as a control or Azorius Stoneblade as well. Plus, it does get a little commander play too. Number 7 is Quest for Ula's Temple. This goes up $1.45 to $5.50. That is a 36% increase. Now, this is in Commander, Ricksmithy, Slumbering Isle, and some other builds there. However, the reason it's hot right now ties into another one of these Innistrad Crimson Vow previews. The card preview that moved this is the one you see on the screen here. It is Runo Stromkirk / Crothus, Lord of the Deep. Number 6 is Fury. This is up $2.86 this week to $20.70. That is a 16% increase. And if you watched last weekend's Market Watch, you know that these elemental incarnations from Modern Horizons 2 have been pretty hot. This is the only one in our top 10 this week, but of course, this is seeing a ton of modern play in a lot of decks. Crashing Footfalls, Blink builds, 4-color elementals, Charbelcher, Mono Red Eldrazi, Boros midrange brought back, and much more. Legacy, it gets play there too. It's in Blood Moon Aggro, 4-color Loam, Temur Cascade. In Vintage, you'll even see this in Squee Hollowvine. Plus, it gets a little commander play in a few different builds. Number 5 is a card that I feel like I've spoken a lot about over the last few weeks. This is Wand of Orcus. It goes up $4.13 to $14.49. That is a 40% increase. Now, this was from the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Dungeons of Death commander deck. It started getting a lot more commander play, though, because of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Obviously, the Zombie Tribe got a big push there. This is a good upgrade for Undead Unleashed, and a lot of players have been putting this in fresh builds around Wilhelt the Rock Cleaver. Now we've seen this week that Crimson Vow is also bringing its share of support for zombies too. I'll put some examples on the screen. Again, these are just the cards from the main set that we've seen so far that are rares or mythic that support the tribe. Number 4 is Radiant Archangel at $4.77 this week to $21. That is a 29% increase. Now this is another one of those cards that just gets a tad bit of commander play currently. but I do think some people are thinking about this card because it is hard to find in good condition, and of course this one's on the reserve list. And the reason people might be gravitating towards it is simply because it could play well with spirits. We talked about the spirit support earlier, and also Innistrad sets tend to have at least a little support for angels as well. Here's one example of a card we've already seen, Sigarda's Summons. Number 3, Eidolon of the Great Revel. 2 copies here. Journey into Nyx is up 364 this week to 1867. That is a 24% increase. The Masters 25 copy is up $703 to $22. That is a 47% increase. Now this sees play in Pioneer Burn as well as Mono Red Aggro. And it is important to note that one of the Pioneer Challenger decks is a Burn deck. And guess how many copies of this card they included in that deck? Yeah, none. There's none in there. So if you want to make that deck competitive, you need to go ahead and pick up some copies of this, and I think that's what's been driving the price a little bit. Also, this is in Modern as well as Legacy Burn, and that Modern Burn deck has been pretty popular recently, plus it does get a tad bit of Commander play in aggressive builds at times. Number 2 is Abundance. Check this out. The 10th edition copy up $214 to $399. That is a 116% increase. The Dual Decks Nissa vs. Omnixilis copy goes up $282 to $4. That is a 239% increase. The Commander 2017 copy is up $502 to $599. That is a 519% increase. Zendikar Rising Commander, yep, there's a copy there too. It's up $718 to $788. That is a 1029% increase. And finally, the original Urza Saga copy is up $1190 to $1548. That is a 332% increase. Okay, so what is happening with this card? As you can imagine, this is tying into another one of these Crimson Vow previews. And that preview card is on the screen now, Cultivator Colossus. When this was previewed, MTG Goldfish, as well as Commander's Quarters and other content creators quickly pointed out that this would play really well with Abundance and Commander. And number 1, was there any doubt? It is Edgar Markov from Commander 2017. Only comes in foil. It's up 4706 this week to 131. That is a 56% increase. Now, this is getting a reprint, but unfortunately, it's as a Judge foil, so you're not going to see a lot of copies of the card injected into the marketplace until we see a broader reprint somewhere. This is going to be a very expensive card. Now, this week it is spiking very aggressively. It could retract at some point, at least a little bit, but I don't think it's going back down to where it was, at least until we see a reprint. With that being said, what is the catalyst for this? Well, I think it's pretty obvious at this point. We know that Edgar is going to be the character getting married to Olivia in Crimson Vow, and we also know that Crimson Vow is bringing a ton of vampire support. Not to mention, we have a Commander deck coming out alongside it called Vampiric Bloodline. So I have no doubt this already very popular Vampire Commander is going to be seeing more play in the future. Let's take a quick look at some of these preview cards that support the Vampire Tribe. Again, I'm only going to focus in on the rares and the mythics. First, we have the forward-facing Commander for that Vampiric Bloodline Commander deck. Now, these cards are all from the main set. You can see here we have a variety of different ways we can support vampires. Not only are there vampire creatures, but you have Sorin the Mirthless, which is a planeswalker that supports vampires. You also have Valdarin Estates, which is a land. And finally, here's a couple transform vampires I wanted to show you quickly too. Alright, with that being said, that does it for our top 10 hot cards of the week. Remember to join us this weekend though when we do our regular episode of the Market Watch and we deep dive into everything that's happening in the secondary market. Until then though, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon and have a great day.